All right, in this video, I'm going to be going over how to start teaching the heel with the electronic collar. To do this, I like to have the dog have an idea of what the e-collar is. So follow the prompts on the introduction of the e-collar. There's a multiple video series on there. So I like to do that first. That way the dog understands the concept of the e-collar, meaning you feel this, it means come back to me, good things happen. That way by the time I get to this point, it's not a surprise to the dog. The dog has an idea of what it is, what it means. So by doing it this way, we're using the e-collar in a different context. Every time that she doesn't pay attention to me, I'm going to give her some level of stimulation that is noticeable. So not super, super low. I want it to be noticeable. So remember, like I said earlier, she's already understanding. She already has an idea of what the e-collar is, so she's not brand new to it. So like right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to head in this direction. This particular training session, I don't want to use a bait to let the dog know, hey, look, if you come to me, I'll give you this. There's nothing wrong with that. But for this particular session, I'm not doing that. So the treats are going to come in when she does offer it on her own. So right now she's not paying attention. I'm going to head back this way, which is why the introduction with the recall really helps, because she, again, has an idea of what we're doing, has an idea that the e-collar means come to me. So now if she's doing well, now I can offer it, right? She's actually offering the right behavior. And obviously I'm not going to tell her, hey, look what I have. If she's not paying attention, I'm just not going to give it to her. So if she's doing well and I come over to pay her and her attention is somewhere else, then I'm not going to pay her. I'm just going to go, all right, I'll just move on, and I'll go in a different direction. So she's doing good right now. It took like a couple of turns, and now she is offering what we would call a heel, right? So this is not a perfect heel picture, but it is the start. Now, why she got here fairly quickly is because, again, we've done the e-collar in a different context as an introduction. This is not the introduction to it. Good girl. Very nice. Good, as she's doing pretty well. She's giving me some attention here. And I'm not expecting an attention heel. I'm not expecting a competition heel, so I don't need her to look at me. But I just want her to be aware of what is happening with me. So she's doing good. I'm going to again pay her. She's paying attention, so that's good. So every moment that her attention goes completely away from me, that's when I'm going to be turning. The level here is relatively low, so it's not a high correction, but it is noticeable. Yeah, I want to emphasize that. If I was using a very mild, incredibly low level, this would be very ineffective, especially being outside. A very, very low level would not compete with all the excitement that is happening out here. All the smells, the outdoors, it'd be no contest. So for this reason, I don't particularly like the collars that have 100 levels, 127 levels. To me, it's just a little bit too much. I have to like really micro dial it, and it leads you to accidentally use levels that are possibly too low or possibly go too high by accident. So the one I'm using right now has 14 levels, and I'm really between level 1 and 2. Good. Good. So if I want more attention with her, I can I can micromanage that a little bit more. Yes, good girl. Because she's doing pretty good, this is where I want to pay her. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good. Good. Good girl. Good. She's anticipating the treat over here. Good girl. This may sound a little bit counterintuitive to a lot of the other videos that I've made on different topics, but in this session, I don't want the treat to be the focus of the exercise. Okay, I have nothing against the use of treats, obviously, but I want the objective here to be, what's Will doing? You know, what's my trainer, what's my owner doing? That's what I want the focus of the exercise. This is not an attention heel. This is more of a, a regular pet obedience, informal type of heel. Okay, this is what we're aiming for, and this is how we would start. So I'm not gonna get overly rigid about, you need to be right here next to me. This is more of a segue from, being out and about to, we're gonna go into a heel, but there is a transition to that, and this is what this is. This is that transition, and for that, I don't want to be waving that treat around, because then the focus, the objective becomes the treat. But what happens when the treat goes away? Then I have to do this anyway. So again, nothing against the treats, just for this particular session, I don't want it to be too high on the priority list. In other training sessions, yes, tons of focus on the treats, not a problem. But for this particular one, we're not doing that. All right, so now I have a different dog. I'm gonna do the same exercise, the attention game. He already has a pretty good idea of what the electronic collar is. We've spent time with him understanding that the stimulation means come back to me. Now, I've done this exercise with him already in the past, so he has an idea of what it is. So right about here, I'm gonna do this. Very nice. Good job, buddy. Good job. Very nice. So I'm gonna do that again. Good boy. So this is the attention game that I was talking about, and the same thing I was doing with Emma, the other dog. Not really telling him what to do, but I'm giving him some hints. Now he's giving me a little bit of extra attention, so I'm gonna pay him. Again, think of it as, we're not correcting him, we're just reminding him that we're going in a different direction. So this is basically how we're going to teach the heel also. Good job, buddy. Very nice. Now if he starts offering me the heel consistently, and we've already moved past this attention game and he's offering this to me, then I can start naming it. So then I can say heel, right? And then every time I turn, I would say heel. I'm kind of fast forwarding a little bit. So I lose his, if I lose his attention, I would just say heel as I turn, and then I would stim at the same time, all at the same time. He's offering a really nice heel right now, so I'm gonna reward him for that. Now, once I move on from the attention game to the heel, I want to pick a side. Traditionally, the left side is the heel side, but you could do heel. You could do whatever side you want, but it has to be consistent. You don't want it to be on the left side one day and then the right side the next day. So heel, heel, good boy. So that was like tap, tap. But like I was saying about the heel, you know, I don't want it to be on the left side for a few seconds or a few steps and then the right side for the other 5 steps. What that leads to is, it leads to inconsistency.